So the second round of the Winter Endurance Championship kicked off in sunny conditions at the Misano circuit, and it was a slow getaway for the 199 Lexus of Yannick. So he made his way into turn 1. There's a little bit of contact ahead of him between one of the Porsches and one of the Ferraris, meaning that he could regain a couple of positions and get past one of the other Porsches, the 134 himself, just to make up for that slightly slow start. Again, having a look down the 69s inside as well. So albeit last into turn 1, making up a couple of positions there for the 199 Lexus. And it didn't take long for Yannick to make up a few more positions as well on to the end of lap 2, starting lap number 3. And a bit of a poor exit for the Mercedes, driven by Derek McCord. And just out-dragged him down into turn 1, round the outside on the racing line. And it was a pretty easy move there for the Lexus. As he makes his way out of that first few corners, you see McCord there running just a little bit wide, possibly in frustration. Moving up to second and third, still early stages in the race. And it was Nicholas in the McLaren looking to the inside, but there was contact between himself and Jose Oliveira in the BMW, and there Yannick already in the background in 4th position on lap 6, making his way to the inside, trying to capitalize on the moment between those two cars, and Yannick up the inside of the BMW into 3rd place. And just a couple of laps later, Yannick already on the back of the 21 McLaren, battling over 2nd and 3rd position. McLaren going a little bit deep through the long right-hander as they go on to one of the back straights before the triple right-hander, and he's already done it before those right-handers, moving his way up into 2nd position. That Lexus proving to be a very strong car around Misano, and the sole Lexus, but clearly one of the cars that was proving dominant here today. 22 Porsche of Rusumov trying to put the BMW under pressure, feinting a move to the inside, and it just seemed to be enough to unsettle the number 99. Using the straight line speed there of the Porsche to get round the BMW with its weakened exit. It was able to get past up into 4th position. Again, didn't take long for him to get up to the McLaren either. Rusumov finding some pace a little bit later on into the race compared to those front runners, but it was the McLaren that made a bit of a mistake into the triple right-hander, and a bit of contact between the 21 and the 22, and the Porsche unable to make that move, slipping back behind the McLaren. So here we go on to start yet another lap, and fast forward another lap, coming out of the final corner, and it'll be a better run off it for the Porsche, moving to the inside there. No defense from the McLaren, and with the nature of turns 1, 2 and 3, pretty easy move for the 22 car, getting ahead of that McLaren up into 3rd position. The battle for the lead though, Yannick had called up to Octavian Ribu in, again, one of the Porsches, a popular car for this track. Bit of a mistake though from the 913, and it'll be side by side for the final couple of corners then between our two leaders, and it looked like Yannick just had the nose ahead into the final corner, but a little bit wide for the Porsche, and it sent the Lexus off into the dirt, and it meant that he was unable to make that position. Oliveira having a bit of a troubled time of things, losing couple of places and then just losing time and time over his rivals, going deep into one of the right-handers in the earlier part of the track, and Dan Marriott's McLaren able to swoop around the outside on that left-hander. Something clearly not quite right in the 99 BMW as it fought and struggled to find any pace out there here at Misano. Back to the lead, and the fight was still on between the Porsche and the Lexus, and a bit of a wide exit for the 913. This could have been The Lexus opportunity looking to the outside. It's a tricky one to hang it around the outside here. A very long left hand and the 913 just going to squeeze the 199 out of road there, and ran back there, going to have to settle for second once again as we're on lap 26 of the race. Moving forward a couple more laps then. Yannick still not giving up. He can see, well, he can't see a lot in front of him, but he knows that the Porsche's just there and he is for the taking. Looking to the outside for the triple right-hander, and contact made between the two. And it's unclear whether Yannick turned in there on Octavian or Octavian decided to turn in a little bit less there for the right-hander and try and push Yannick out of the circuit a bit more. But contact made between the two, sending them into a half spin. Thankfully not much damage for either of those two cars. Rusubov making his way down the inside of the 250 Ferrari. A bit of a slow stop for the 22 Porsche, sending him a little further down the order. But the 250 making a mistake there, trying to put the power on a little too early and around the rears went, and that damage sustained, obviously being a legacy for that 250 Ferrari. And a couple of laps later down the inside goes Oliveira in the 99 BMW. He would then take 5th place away from the 250 Ferrari. A little further back in the field, Radoslav in the McLaren 720S, looking to the inside of Derek McCord's Mercedes, and a little bit wide for McCord through the double right-hander, but they go side by side through the left-hander, and it was a bit of a wide moment for the McLaren over the rumble strips on the right-hand side, and he had to drop behind Derek McCord for the time being. Although again, it didn't take long. A couple of laps later, Radoslav had regained that time he'd lost, and he was hunting McCord back into the inside here, a couple of corners earlier than last time, and able to make that move stick. Didn't have to go side by side through the left-hander, and a much easier time for the McLaren to get through there. McCord unable to re-challenge for that position. But at the end of the day, with the sun setting and the headlights now ablazing for a few cars out there, it would be the 199 that started at the back of the grid, was last into turn 1. It would be the 199 of Yannick Rambach that would win the second race of the GRG Winter Endurance Championship. A very clean and consistent 2-hour race from him. A well-deserved win indeed. And that would draw a close to the proceedings at Misano. If you'd like to join us in future, then join us at invite.gg/GRG Esports. You can find us on Twitter at GRG Esports, and join us for the next round of the Winter Endurance Championship, the second week in December, for the 2 hours at Kyalami. We hope to see you guys on track very soon.